Hello everyone, welcome back to Dice on Ice. My name is Megan, and we are in for a bit of a treat today. We have another person joining us who will embark on this journey that is the Curse of Strahd, at least for a session, and we'll see what his role is going to be. And thank you everyone for tuning in. And yeah, this is Curse of Strahd, episode 12, The Bell Tolls. A bit of a recap. The players were given a night's respite in the Blood on the Vine tavern, and they were able to actually get some sleep. And when they woke up, there was a nice old woman, who everyone calls Granny, selling pies. They, a few of them partook and actually had a few pies, and they were absolutely delicious. Ismark came in. Once everyone was gathered together, Ismark came in and asked for their help to see his sister Ireena. You all followed him to the burgomaster's house after also hearing a very short story about Mad Mary, after the fact that Ismark recognized Lancelot as Mad Mary's daughter's dog. So when you guys arrived at the burgomaster's mansion, you met Ireena, who was quite insistent that upon Ismark's request, you take her to Vallaki. There we go. Before you take her to Vallaki, for safety, that you help them bury their father, the burgomaster, who had recently died of a heart attack. You also found that Ireena has one of those mysterious boxes that you had found in the death house. So you found you located the coffin they had built, Ireena and Ismark had built for their father, and you proceeded to walk down the streets of Barovia to the suspicion and the dirty looks from the other villagers in Barovia as they peer at you from the other side of blinds and behind closed doors. You eventually get to the church. Ismark walks up to it. He knocks. Donovich, are you there? Come on, please. We need you. And the door slowly opens. Father Donovich, what had you been doing previous to being interrupted by this loud knock?
I think that I was probably eating my meal. There's a part of one of the pews in here that isn't broken and in as bad of a disrepair as a lot of the rest. And the plate is kind of sitting on top of that. And the moment that I have walked away from it, there's already 2 rats that have scurried over and are helping themselves.
You hear from the depths of the chapel a strangled cry. A cry for help. The screaming seems to resonate throughout your mind, into your very bones. They seem to shake as you hear this cry, the same cry that you have heard day and night for the past year. And then you hear a different noise, a loud knock, and the pleading of Ismark, the burgomaster's son.
So this large door kind of creaks open, kind of popping on its hinges, and the lantern is kind of held out above the head of this man with a, it looks like a round face, but it has fallen with age and weariness. He's an older man with bushy gray eyebrows, and it's obvious that he's, a fairly high-ranking priest here at the church. Yes. What is it?
Ismark looks to you. Father Donovich, we are here to bury my father. We have found some brave, excuse me, people to come and help bury him.
The lantern kind of passes over the threshold of the door, held higher, kind of towards each of you. You cannot come in unless you show me your teeth. Show me your teeth, quickly.
Both Ismark and Ireena show him right away without a moment's hesitation.
Come. He motions them in.
What about the rest of you?
Jean bares her teeth as well. And they are human teeth.
Come, you are safe, come.
Donovich, you know me.
Same.
Yes. In, hurry. He kind of looks past you.
Corla looks at Jean, and when Jean shows her teeth, she kind of raises her eyebrows and then kind of gives a weak smile, showing the top teeth. And for all intents and purposes, they look normal.
I show off my large dwarven mouth and my surprisingly well-kept teeth. Satisfied?
Yes. And him. He kind of points to the body.
Ismark quickly goes over and opens up the coffin lid to show Kolyan and Darovich, and he lifts up this dead man's mouth.
Yeah, once he's been satisfied that everything looks normal, he'll hurry them in through the door and then shut and pull the bar back into place. Your father he was a good man. I'm sorry for your loss.
You all hear this blood-curdling scream come from somewhere in the church.
What was that?
It's the rats. He kind of moves over to his plate and shoos them away.
Rats don't normally scream like that. Father Donovich, was that the name?
Yes, Donovich. Father Donovich.
Right. Rats don't normally scream like that, or, at all. They squeak because they're rats.
Do they not?
No. What is that? And she'll kind of look in the direction of where the scream sounded like it was coming from.
It's nothing.
So you're gonna just expect us to pretend we don't hear that screaming noise.
There is no screaming. There's no screaming noise at all. Everything is fine.
You know, Eli, maybe we should just go with the river. You know, just sure, if there's no screaming, let's bury this person and move on, I guess. Hopefully it's nothing.
Why are you lying to us? It is very obvious that there was screaming. We all heard it. Why you lie? Why? And you make us show teeth? Like,
I heard it.
you are strange, man.
And as if on cue, you hear the sound of whimpering and what seems to be pleading, though you cannot make out the exact words.
Exactly what kind of a priest are you?
I worship our Lord Lythander. He is the Lord of the morning, though the dawn is reluctant to shine upon us now. It is possible that he has damned us all.
Given the state of this place, it sure does appear as though Lathander has forsaken this land.
It is a little unusual, though, a priest of the Morning Lord obviously lying when they go on and on about, you know, the light of Lathander scattering the darkness, revealing the truth. It's a little hypocritical, I guess. Would that be the right word?
You have come to this house of our Lord Lythander and have asked the service of me. I will provide it for the requisite coin, and then you should be on your way.
And Fel will look to Ismark and Ireena. How much does it cost to bury someone?
It is usually a gold piece. Quite expensive here. It's very, very dangerous.
Very dangerous to bury someone because of what? Because of Strahd?
They
Do
might
not say his name here.
All right, sorry.
Father Donovich, what do you do with the ones that can't pay? Where do you put them? Because I look around. A lot of people have died recently.
There are times when mass graves are necessary.
Ismark, do you have the coin?
Yes, of course.
You gonna tell us what that scream was, Father, or are we gonna have to figure it out for you?
No. There's no figuring it out. There's no scream. Everything is fine.
Right, but there is. And by the silver flame, I'm telling you, whatever the fuck that was is not normal. And the shit's been going down. There's shadows everywhere, and the wolves are perking up. So, what the fuck was it?
Fel winces a bit at the mention of shadows.
You've seen what's going on out there, Father.
His eyes.
No vamps here. No vamps here, right?
No. There's no vampires here. It is my son.
You all right?
He's very sick. But there is hope. There is hope that it will be coming. It will be better. I know this.
Right. Keep him safe.
Why is he screaming that way, though, if help is coming?
He's very, very sick. He's in a lot of pain.
With fever, with the flu, with the pox? What exactly are we talking about here?
He's been cursed.
He's been cursed. By what?
Like the demon. The
What?
demon who calls himself a count. He is no noble. He is not a noble, though he
No,
poses.
he most certainly is not.
Please, he will be better. I promise.
I would like to see your son.
No.
I mean,
That's not possible.
what did he curse them with? Perhaps we can find somebody. We're probably heading west shortly. Maybe we can find something for your son.
There is a stranger, a note that was left for me. A stranger will come and will heal him of his affliction.
You can't heal him yourself? Can't the silver flame give you something?
He looks absolutely just torn down at this. Can't you fix him yourself? No.
Oh.
Though I have tried, I have not been able to. No. I have tried for almost a year now. I cannot.
Then what harm do you have in letting us, 4 strangers who have come to your home, take a look at your son?
I mean, if it would make you feel better, you could come with us. Maybe let Ismark and Ireena, and she'll nod to the two of them, say their final farewells, and we'll go look at your son and then conduct the burial rites. But, I mean, we can at least take a look.
Do you swear? Do you swear on the mark of Lythander that you will not harm him?
I will not harm your son.
Swear it. Swear it. He presents his own holy symbol.
Why would we harm him?
When Donovich pulls out his holy symbol for only the second time since you guys have known Eli, I reach in and pull out my own holy symbol. A symbol that depicts wheat, sheaves of wheat, the holy symbol of Shantea. And I just present it, lifting it up so that Donovich can see. I swear to you, we will not harm your son.
It takes him a second, but he nods, almost in defeat. Very well. Come this way. And he kind of walks with this, like a shuffle that bears a lot more weight around his frame than his physical body should. And he shuffles over to this door that has this big lock on the outside of it. And he fumbles around his belt for a ring of keys and fishes one off of it and puts it into this lock and turns it, removing the lock and sliding the latch open. And this door opens with not anywhere near as much of a creak as the front door did.
A door that has been opened many times. What lays before you are a set of stairs that lead into almost pitch darkness.
So Fel would kind of immediately sort of step back, seeing the darkness, but then as she looks down, she actually has dark vision of 120 feet. Could she see kind of what's down there?
Yes, you can see as much as what the stairs and the walls would allow you from the top of the stairs, and you see what looks to be an undercroft.
Okay. And she'd kind of hesitate for a moment, realizing that although as a half elvish woman, she's always had the ability to see fairly well in the dark. She's seeing a bit further than she used to. She sort of frowns a little at that and then looks to Eli and says, looks like an undercroft of some kind. I can't really see much further than that until we actually go down the stairs.
You can see a little bit further than I can see, but I can kind of get the sense of it. Your eyes seem a bit stronger than mine. Perhaps it's your youth.
Sure, let's hope that is exactly what it is. Maybe you and I could go first, and then the father could come behind us with the others bringing up the rear.
Priest, do you have a torch or something we can use?
Yes, of course. He goes back and retrieves the lantern that he had used to usher you into the church.
Right. I take it if he gives it to me.
Sure.
And I have it on my left and put my axe on the right. And I take the lead. Let's go.
All right, that works too.
Corla will turn to Father Donovich. You keep him down there? Why? If he is your son.
He's very, very sick.
Is sick like people will get sick from him too, or
No,
like
no. See, I'm fine. Nothing has befallen me, even though I have tended to him this past year.
But why hide him here?
I do not know what else to do.
Are there no doctors anywhere?
No one will come to help me.
What about the note you said?
Yes, except for this stranger. He is to return any day now, I hope.
When did you get this note?
It was many nights ago, many moons ago. I must pay him a very large sum of money, but it will be worth it to have Doru back.
Huh.
Are we going down there or what? All right.
Yeah, I'm moving down.
All
I
right.
need to take a look at this. Take a look at this boy and see what we can see.
So do you all go down?
I have the lantern. I'm taking the lead, and then let's go.
Did you say you have an axe in one hand, Anatoly?
Correct. I have the two-handed axe on my right that I usually carry with me. I've used it for wood and cutting the wolves that
so
night.
you've been
lantern.
carrying this all along, not just like you just suddenly pulled out a weapon. Okay.
No, correct. Yeah, I brought it from my home, and last session, I just carry it with me.
All right.
You all... who has dark vision? Okay. The light is obscuring your dark vision a bit. It's making it very difficult to truly see both in the light and with your dark vision. So things are going to be a little bit more fuzzy. You see what looks to be a completely empty undercroft. Dusty. But soon you see the evidence of someone being down here. You see a blanket, a cup of water, a cup of water that has been not drunk from. And eventually, once you go in further, you see a dark shadow crouching in the corner. It is quite slight and small from what you can see. What you can see is nothing but skin and bones. The body shakes. You see greasy strands of hair coming down and covering this person's face.
I'm gonna get the lantern closer and make sure I can see this person.
You bring the light closer, and you hear a sudden screech from this thing as he backs away, hissing into the corner.
I reach up to Anatoly's hand and sort of lower the lantern, kind of push it down, and I'll step in front of the lantern, blocking the light from this individual. Does the light bother you?
Father Donovich, are you down in the Undercroft?
He's descended the stairs. I don't know that he's descended all the way down, but down far enough that he can see kind of, what's going on. And he's like wringing his hands in front of him.
You hear a voice coming from the shadows, shaky, and seems to be quite odd. Father?
Yes, Doru, it is, Papa. I am here.
I'm so thirsty, Father.
No, I know, my son. These people, they think that perhaps they can help you.
Help me?
Yes, to heal you, my son.
Help me? Help me?
Yeah, you okay?
Obviously not, you fucking moron. Listen to his voice.
Yeah. That's not right.
As I said, he's very sick.
Megan, is there anything I can, in my experience, that I would be able to recognize any signs of what this condition is?
Yeah, anyone who would like to can either roll me a Arcana or a Medicine check.
Sean has seen some strange horrors of war.
That's a 21 Arcana for Fel.
And I got a 16 Arcana.
21 medicine.
I ain't never seen nothing like this. Got a 5.
So, Corla, Jean, and Fel. Fel, you know this from reading some books. Something amongst your readings comes out in your mind's eye. Something about those who seem to have two voices. And they are often described as being overtaken by another. This happens when there are two souls trying to inhabit one body. Jean, you have heard this voice, this type of voice before. The memory is foggy, but it involves a stabbing hot wound. The feeling of pain of warm blood on your shoulder. And Corla, you are not sure how you know this. But you know that there is some sort of possession, some sort of something trying to take over. You have this innate feeling, innate knowledge that you are sure that you would not have known before.
As soon as Fel recalls whatever text or scroll she read when she originally learned this information, she is going to very quickly turn around and just walk as quickly as she can up the stairs, pushing past Father Donovich, back out of the room, out of the undercroft, and back into the main part of the chapel, just letting the door kind of close behind her.
No, wait, please. You will help him. Yes, you must. Please.
Megan, can I look around the room and just do a quick recon on what's around, what has he been eating, things like that? Can I roll investigation or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an 8.
Like I said, all you see is kind of a dirty blanket and a mug of water that is still full. You see absolutely no sign of any plates of food or eaten food or anything for that matter.
Father, he said he's thirsty, and I look a little confused, but also trying to figure out what this why Doris looks like this. I want to help him somehow. I look like I want to help him.
He says,
Yes. I must get him more to drink. Yes.
He seems to already have a cup, so.
Oh, I see.
Is he an alcoholic? He drinks a lot at the bar back in the day or something? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what he needs.
Eli, you see anything?
This is outside of my. I don't deal with this kind of stuff anymore.
What kind of stuff?
He is not sick. He is possessed.
Father goes after Fel, Paleth. Go back up the stairs.
Fel or Felitha. Yeah.
Okay. Goes back after Fel, kind of mounting the stairs back again.
No, please. You must come back and help.
I must do absolutely nothing. The rest of them are down there. I'm sure they can help. And you would see, Father, that she is like visibly shaking as she goes back kind of to the front of the church where Ismark and Ireena are with their father, and just sort of sits in one of the pews facing away from this area, from the Undercroft entrance.
You see he's also trembling, and he turns and shuts the door and slides the latch shut and replaces the lock and turns the key.
What are you doing? They're still down there.
Yes, I know.
And she'll get up and turn around. What are you doing? Unlock the door.
No. Doru is very sick.
I understand that. Unlock the door so they can leave if they need to.
I know what he needs now. I understand. I understand what he needs. And as a father, I should give it to him.
Unlock the door. Now.
I cannot, no.
And Fel's heart just like sinks into her stomach as she realizes what's just happened.
Jean is trapped now in this abyss of darkness as the door is slammed shut on her and latched from above. The torch is down this long catacomb way, and she goes up these stairs in the dark, begins to pound on the door, trying to open it.
Father will let me feast on you. He knows what I need. I am so thirsty. Your blood smells so good.
Well, now,
I'll take a
this
step
I
back.
have a little more experience in.
Spawn of Kyber. And I continue stepping back until I hit the wall and kind of stop shaking with the lantern.
Please just let me have a bite. Just a small bite.
He's locked us down here. Jean yells to
What?
to the three of you down there. Let
What?
us out! Boom, boom, boom.
So hearing the impacts on the door, unless you want us to roll initiative of some kind, Megan, Fel is going to cast a spell of some kind.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to get everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh dear. Damn it, that was almost really good. It was like a 20 and then it became an 8. Sad.
Okay.
I've been meaning to ask you this question, Megan, and it's never been more relevant, I think, than right now. During our time in the murder house, we went through some time where we had to slowly reacquire our weapons.
Yes.
When I got my chest back, were the wooden stakes that were a part of it ever in it?
Yes, everything that was in your chest that you brought is in there.
Okay. I feel that's incredibly relevant, more so now than ever.
Yes. All right. Oh, whoops.
I don't know if you can see the chat, Megan, but we have initiative in there minus the evil possessed son of death.
Evil possessed son of death. Okay. Great. Corla.
So this figure that's been talking, you said it was back in a corner?
Yes.
Yeah. I have dark vision of 60 feet. Can I see it?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
you are able to see.
Okay, perfect. So as a bonus action, I'm going to make use my insightful fighting and do an insight check against the target's deception.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 1, so that's a 7.
Yeah, he was once a man. You know that.
Okay, so I did not beat him. I'm taking it, right?
No.
Okay. Okay, so I will just attack him. I do not get sneak attack on this, but I will attack him with my short sword.
Okay.
Yeah. That will be a 19 to hit. Corla does not hesitate. She just immediately lunges into him. As soon as she hears the door is locked and she knows she's been betrayed, she is attacking this creature.
Okay. That is a hit.
Perfect. That will be 7 points of piercing.
Okay. You strike true into Doru. But it doesn't do as much damage as you thought. The blood does not flow, and in fact, there is no blood at all. This black ooze seeps out of the wound, slowly, sluggishly. Did you want to do anything else?
No, I think I did everything. I did a bonus. I moved and attacked.
Perfect. All right. Anatoly.
All right, so I am watching, clearly a little bit afraid, watching this splatter of black blood on as soon as I see it. Confused and clearly scared. Look up at John and figure out, that we're kind of trapped. And I look at the lamp. So before I when Fell was looking down, and I know that Fell and Lancaster could. Seems like they could see down here, right?
Yes.
I didn't think anybody else could. So I kind of look at the lamp real quick and let me roll something. I put the lamp down real quick. It looked like I was about to throw it, but I put the lamp down instead. And I go, Spawn of Kyber! And I run forward and I'm going to go ahead and use my bonus action to rage and just attack it.
Okay.
And that is let's see, 19 total.
Yeah, that's a hit.
So I rush forward and let's see. That's a 9 damage, slashing.
Perfect. And again, this black ooze drips out of Doru. Eli.
Watching Corla and Anatoly just drive in at this thing and seeing what they're doing to him. Is he looking like he's hurting, or is he just taking what they're giving him?
He is taking what they're giving him.
I'm going to reach in to one of my pouches and pull out a small flask and really quickly just sort of, it's a glass flask that's got this sort of leather wrap around it. And I'm going to quickly pull the leather off so it's just the glass flask. And I'm going to throw this flask of holy water right at this thing. Playing on a hunch here, but I'm going to chuck it. It says to make a ranged attack, which is a total of 17 to hit.
That is a hit.
So the holy water shatters, and if he is a fiend or an undead, he will take 9 points of radiant damage.
All right. You hear this sound of... You hear the sizzle, and you smell the stench of rotting flesh and hair as Doru screams.
That thing is whatever it is, it's not of this Lathander. And I'm going to leave that for now. I'm not going to do anything else.
Fel, you are on the ground floor with Donovich.
Correct. So, Father Donovich, you see this, maybe like 5'5", 5'6", red-haired, half-elvish woman just sort of staring at you with these pale green eyes, breathing heavily, her face pale. And then she reaches with her left hand and grabs what appears to be this rune-carved length of bone tucked into her belt. And you just see the fear and the frustration turn into just this raw anger as her eyes turn completely black, her veins spreading out from her face, turning completely black as well. She points the focus at you, and these black iron chains rattling and clinking sort of spider out of the focus. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
That's only a 12.
Oh my gosh. All right. So at first, it looks like, Father, as these chains just streak towards you, that they're aiming to kill, but there's this moment of where the anger sort of passes from Fell's face and it becomes something more like fear and surprise. Her eyes still dark, and the chains instead wrap around you, constricting you as you are held in place by Hold Person. And then she is going to rush forward. Her eyes still dark, her veins still flushed with this black fluid, and she's going to start fishing around in your vestments, I guess, for the key to the lock that is holding the undercrop door shut. So I'm not sure if I need to roll for that or how you want to play that out, Miss Megan.
Actually, I'm gonna make you do a dex check.
Ooh, okay.
If you get above the DC, that means that you will be able to find it very, very quickly in this turn.
Okay.
But if not, then it'll take you till the next turn to find the keys.
Gotcha. I hope it's not this high. How about a 17? Oh, I'm sorry. That's you said dex check. Yeah, so it's still 17.
Yeah. You fish in, and one of the first pockets that you check has a large ring of keys.
And as she pulls the key out, she sort of gets a little close to you, Father, and she says, I know it's your son. I know you want to help him, but fuck you for doing this. And then she's going to move around him and try to, if she can, I know it's a lot to do in one turn, but at least get to the lock
Yes.
and prepare to unlock it.
Yeah, I would say that you're able to, to get to the lock.
Roger that. All right, that is it.
Ireena and Ismark, they jump up from where they were kneeling at the foot of their father's coffin. They rush over to Father Donovich. Ireena gets there first. Father Donovich, what is going on here?
Don't touch him. He trapped the others down there, if I can do that.
What do you mean, trapped the others? What is happening?
The door's locked.
Bang, 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 bang.
She would look to Father Donovich.
The magic that this half-elf has put him under is completely arresting his ability to move or speak in any way. So he just kind of stares wide-eyed with like tears welling up and running down his cheeks freely.
You're here to bury my father. This has to stop right now. And Ireena is going to try and grab the key from you, Fel.
Okay. Yeah, so if she's going to do that, Fel would just say, what are you doing? I'm trying. Don't you see the door's locked? We have to let them out. They are trapped down there. The people that are supposed to help bury your father, this man trapped them down there.
Oh. She's like dumbfounded for a moment. She stares at you wide-eyed. Well, get it open! And we're going to move to Jean.
This door is made of wood, correct?
Yes, it is made of wood.
Jean unsheaths a war pick, and you'd see whoosh, coming out of the wood of the door, the tip of this war pick as she goes to try and break down the door with all of her might.
You make me a strength check, please.
All right. Come on, smash. That is going to be a grand total of 16.
That is a hit. Roll 4 damage, please.
All right. Oh, it's going to be max damage, 11 points.
So you are able to put a large crack into the door. As you remove this pick, you see there is a large, sizable hole, and you can see through it. You see the scene before you of Fel, Donovich, Ireena, and Ismark all crowded around this door, and you do see that Fel has the keys in her hand.
Jean will yell out, "Open this door!" And you can see that with like just between her cadence and her eyes that she seems genuinely like scared right now. Like the person like when a fight or flight here.
So Doru, he was crouched in the back, in the corner, taking all of these hits, hissing and crying out in this bestial, almost animal-like voice. But finally, he lashes out. At you, Eli.
Question. If Anatoly and Korla are right next to him, would they get opportunity attacks if he's coming at me?
Did you shoot something at him? Or, sorry,
I threw a flask from where I was.
Oh,
So that's
yes.
me and Corla in front.
My apologies. Sorry. He's gonna go for Anatoly.
Okay, I'm fine
Sorry.
if he's coming at me. I just
No, I thought you were in melee distance for some reason.
Thanks,
And
Eli.
I got you covered.
so no, he would lunge out for like
Seems that
one
I
of the
let
two
you go.
Los's people. That is going to be a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
That hits. Sorry. Yep. That hits.
Okay. That is
Anatoly
going to
was
do.
too busy trash talking me.
That is going to do 9 piercing damage plus 8 necrotic damage.
Oh, good lord.
Oof. All right.
And
8
then
necrotic, 9 piercing.
And then he lashes out at you, Korla, with these long, almost talon-like hands. And that is a 14 to hit.
My AC is 14.
That will hit. And that is going to do 8 points of slashing damage to you. Strahd promised me so much. He said he would take care of me forever. Father Donovich, you are held in place, seemingly unable to move. What kind of, for hold person, what
So
kind
basically,
of...
at the end of his turn, at the end of each of his turns, he can repeat the wisdom saving throw until the effect ends.
Would you like to do anything while you are held?
No, I'm just going to kind of hang out. I mean, yeah, he's trying to, but certainly he is not able to break free, and I doubt that an 11 is going to change that.
No. So yeah, I almost imagine kind of as you're struggling, Fell's eyes, which are still filled with this blackness, kind of flick over to you, and you feel the chains kind of tighten just a little bit to the point that they are extremely uncomfortable at this point.
And then we're back at the top with Korla.
Bolstered by the fact that Anatoly is there with her, she's going to again strike at this creature. And he lies. Strahd, he's not looking after you. He's leaving you here for nothing. Oh, God. no purpose. And she's talking way too much and rolling that one completely misses her target.
I want you to roll me a percentile, please. With a crit fail and with a ally so close to you, I'm going to say there is a chance that you hit Anatoly.
All right, so we rolled a 91.
You miss, and you miss everyone.
I think maybe I slipped on some of the blood that pooled from both the slash that I received and maybe the one Anatoly received, and got caught off guard, and my shot went wide.
All right, Anatoly.
All right, seeing that, I want to study this creature real quick. So, what else do I see besides the wounds that we have inflicted? Does it look like it's taking damage from us? What else do I see?
You see that the attacks that both you and Corla did to it was fairly negligible. He doesn't seem to be... He's hurt, but not as badly as you see these blistering wounds, almost burns, from where Eli had hit him, had splashed him with the holy water. And you also see two large fangs coming out of his mouth as he opens his mouth wide.
Shit. All right, so yeah, I'm still pretty pissed off at this spawn of Kyber, and let's hit it. Is there any way I can maybe push Korla out of the way while hitting this thing? Like push her behind me so she's no longer in range.
So I would say because you guys are so close, it would all be in the same area unless you physically want to pull her back, and then I would consider that as your action.
All right, and then my rage ends because I didn't hit anybody, right? Is that how it works?
Mm.
All right, so, man. I look at you, Korla, and not remembering your name because I'm a little bit preoccupied. Get back! And attack this thing. Let's see, how bad is that? That is an 11?
That does not hit.
Got it. That's all I got.
This thing almost jumps back. Even if that's possible, you have it cornered, but it still manages to almost slither back and miss your attack. Eli.
Seeing Korla and Anatoly struggling, nobody may not be able to hear this sound, but I hear the slightly metallic as I pull back the hammer on righteous indignation, leveling it, taking aim, and taking a shot. And that's going to be... I need a domain die. That is a nat 1.
Oh boy. Roll me a percentage, please. This is all so close quarters.
That is an 84.
Again, you miss everyone.
I'm going to action surge.
All right.
Out of frustration. And I'm going to... I want to make sure I mark this off. Barely just... Not even... Just giving sort of a shake of my head and take another shot. Rolling a different die. And that's going to be... Are you... That is another nat 1. I'm not... Oh, you know what? Wait. I got to back up a second. I just remembered something about from that first shot. Where is it? There is a misfire feature, so I wouldn't be able to take my I'm trying to find it. I wouldn't be able to take my action surge, because I rolled a nat 1, that means that my firearm has misfired and I believe it takes an action for me to even fix it.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'll find that exact rule, but so I'm not gonna take that second shot because that means my gun is misfired and is jammed up. So instead, I'm trying to take that second shot. Gods. And that's all I got.
All right. Fel, you have the keys.
So Fel will look to Ireena and Ismark and just say, you two need to back away from the door now. And then her voice almost seems to drop into that more aristocratic tone that she used when addressing Strahd outside of the death house, as she puts the key into the lock, turns it, throws it open, and if she can, throws open the door and just shouts down to the folks below, all of you need to get out of there right now. And she is going to, I guess she'll probably try to move back as well, still maintaining her hold on the hold person spell, keeping her focus pointed at Donovich as she moves to the other side of him, closer to the door, with, I guess, her full movement, if she can.
You do so. You're able to move back away from the door. You see Ireena go and take out a small dagger and start heading downstairs. But Ismark holds her back and drags her back. And he yells out, please get out. Come out, please.
Both of you need to get out of here as quickly as you can. Don't stay.
Jean.
And the door has been opened?
Yes.
And Jean looks to you, Fel, and just like this wave of relief. But then it's quickly replaced by another emotion of, adrenaline once again. It's attacking them down there.
Yes, I heard the screaming. Go, get out of there now.
And Jean looks behind her, down into the darkness, the depths, where that crack of thunder and the swings of blades, the gnashing of teeth and the screams of hollow vampired men is echoing out, and she looks to you, no, and heads with her movement 30 feet back down the stairs.
What? Where the fuck are you going?
By moving 30 feet, am I able to get into melee? Or how much?
Yes, I would say so.
Corla, you see Jean kind of appear by your side out of almost nowhere and bring down this war pick whoosh, upon the vampire spawn that is Doru. Does a 17 hit?
That does hit, yes.
All right, this is going to be a trip attack. So it's going to be 14 points of damage, and it has to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay. Sorry, how much damage? 14?
11 plus 3, yeah, 14.
Okay. And a strength. It got a 17.
All right, it's able to succeed my combat maneuver.
In fact, is that all? Is that your turn?
Yep, move and attack, yep.
Doru is going to take an action to disengage. And is going to begin to climb the wall. His hands backwards behind his back. And he crawls up. He crawls up the wall, up the ceiling, facing you all. As he hisses. And he is going to try and he is going to crawl to the stairs. And that is how far he is going to get to on the wall. Father Donovich.
Still held fast by these magics, these torturous magics. He's going to attempt to free his mind from them and fail to do so with an 8 once again.
You must have brought Talmud to the game.
The black iron chains kind of tighten a little more, like a nice iron hug. Pain.
You do see your son, Doru. He is at the stairs, so you were able to see him as he's trying to escape.
And his large, welled up eyes just kind of lock with him, and there's a plead to them, even though the expression on his face can't really change. Through these tears, he needs his son's help, and it's apparent.
Corla.
So it went to the ceiling and it's heading towards the stairs, you said?
Yes, he managed to get to the stairs.
How far away is that approximately? Do you think?
About 30 feet.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm going to try to do that insightful fighting again. Roll insight versus its deception. Oh, my dice rolls are terrible. So that's a 10.
So he also got a 10. Does that mean... I don't know what that... Who succeeds?
I need to succeed, so I'm thinking I have to beat him. So
if he got a 10, that means he deceived you?
Yeah, it means I still can't read him, so I don't get sneak attack on this. So I am going to move a little bit closer, like 15 feet, I guess. Meanwhile, I'm pulling out a dagger, which I am going to throw at him.
Okay.
That will be a 24 to hit, though.
That is a hit, yes.
Okay. For 7 points of piercing.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
All right, Anatoly.
So nobody's leaving, sounds like.
Except for Doru, he's leaving.
So he is above in the ceiling right now, far from me. I can't really hit him, right?
You would have to move up, yes.
I have to block the stairs somehow.
I mean, if you were to get up to where he was, the ceiling isn't that high, so you would be able to kind of swing upward if you went towards him. But
All
yes,
right,
you'd
so
have to go to the stairs.
Can I get all the way up to the stairs and stand at the entrance and block that?
I would say that you are able to get to where he is, but you're not able to get past him unless you want to use your action to move.
Yeah, I would want to double move. Would I take an attack opportunity as I pass by him, though?
Yes.
Okay, so I am passing by him on the stairs.
Okay. So you would take an attack of opportunity.
No, sorry. No, I'm asking. I would pass by him on the stairs if I do double move. Then I would.
Yes,
Okay.
you would. Yes.
That sucks. All right, so let's try to get to the stairs then, and I'm going to. Man, this is gonna suck. I'm going to try to grapple him and hold him in place.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll this opposed strength check against the big vampire. Great idea, Leo.
He got a 19.
I got a 15 plus 2, 17. 17, not enough. Oh wait, I mean a grapple is a hit. Sorry, I did roll. I'm doing a hit first, so I have to hit him first, right? Because grapple is a hit. So I did a 19 to hit, and I do get advantage from the strength. You rolled a 19, you said?
Yes.
So I need to roll my strength then. And that is a 20! All right!
Nice. You were able to kind of
Advantage. Thank you for the advantage, guys.
hold him up in place.
All right, yeah, I guess that's all I got.
Perfect. So, Eli.
I've already whipped out from one of my pockets a small tool, and I'm performing a quick action just to sort of smacking it, twist. God, come on, bless it all. And I'm trying to fix this. It's going to be a DC 10 with my. That's a 15. That was a 13, so I get a 15. As I hear something snap into place, I'm going to action surge now because I burned my action to fix the righteous indignation. I'm going to action surge, and I am going to. I'm actually going to use a winging shot. I get to spend 1 point of grit, and if I hit, well, let's see if I hit him first. Then I'll see what happens. So I'm going to take the shot. Come on. Whew. That's a 13 plus 6, so that's a 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
So he is going to need to make a DC 12 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
He got a 17.
All right, doesn't knock him prone, but he does take. Well, my weapon does 4 points of piercing damage. Wow.
All right. Fell. You are at the top of the stairs as well, right?
Kinda, yeah.
You see Doru trying to come up, but you did see Anatoly kind of hold him back.
So Fel, and you would probably hear this, Father Donovich, since you're relatively close to her, and Ismark and Ireena have kind of moved away. She looks at this horrible thing, spider climbing up the stairs, and you just hear her muttering under her breath, "I'm not afraid, not afraid, not afraid." And she starts to move the focus in the direction of Doru, just kind of chanting almost this mantra under her breath. But you see that her legs are shaking, that there's sweat beading on her pale face. She's having a hard time maintaining this spell on you. However, I did pre-roll this, so this should be interesting. So she points the focus at Doru, and there is this pea-sized ball of just raw purplish energy that kind of crackles and snarls at the tip, and it shoots towards Doru with a dirty 20 to hit. So I'm assuming that hits. And he is going to take a whopping total of 12 points of force damage as this chaos bolt smashes into one of his shoulders, maybe destroying him. Who knows? It's doubtful, though.
You see that Doru, well, I guess you wouldn't know, but you can see from the slashes, the cuts, the burns, he has taken a beating, but he still seems strong. The black, whatever it is, oozes out and almost covers the wounds.
And seeing that, Fel would just very quickly, actually she moved to the other side of Donovich when that happened. So she's actually on the other side of this, a little further away from the stairs, but not a huge deal. She's going to stay where she's at. She'd still cast the spell and everything because of the range, but she would call out, and Eli, you probably hear this again, not in her typical accent, just, "Eli, please get out of there now. What are you fucking doing? Get up here." And then that's going to be the end of her turn.
Jean.
Jean sees the scrabbling undead pinned in a grapple with Anatoly, and knows that this is the moment to strike, as she wields this puncturing weapon designed to just puncture armor and smash through the sensitive parts of the undead creatures themselves. to go and smite this thing. I'm going to attack it. I got a 19 on the die for 24 to hit
That is a hit.
for 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
That is my turn.
All right. You all see in your horror as Doru's body seems to shift, crack, bones crack. You hear the sound of clothes begin to rip as he tries to struggle against Anatoly's grasp in order to escape. And he is going to try and get out of your grapple.
All right.
He rolled a 17.
12 with advantage.
You feel, Anatoly, just bones begin to collapse under your hands, and you feel like you're not pushing that hard. It just feels like they're almost crumbling under your hand weight and then reforming further up, breaking and then reforming, breaking and then reforming, until Doru seems to slide from your grasp and continues up the stairs. He looks at you, Fel, and his mouth opens in this screech, and his jaw begins to open wider and wider and wider until you think it almost touches his chest. Father Donovich.
So I went ahead and rolled before my turn, and I rolled a 1 this time. So I'm not going anywhere, apparently.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Question: did the creature move?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We get opportunity attacks from that then, or no?
Oh yeah.
I guess technically, yeah, because he moved away from me, right?
Yes. Anatoly, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yes, Anatoly would. Jean, you would as well. And Corla, were you? No, you threw it as well. So just Anatoly and Jean.
I got a 12 to hit, which is probably a miss.
19
That
for
is-
me.
Anatoly, you do hit.
All right, let's try to hit this thing. That's a full 12 plus 4, so what is that, 16?
What kind of damage? Piercing?
This is slashing.
Slashing, okay. Okay. Corla.
Yeah, so this thing has gone up the stairs. It's within it's like right in front of Fel at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, close, yeah.
Corla is going to my movement is for 35, but if it's further than that, then I will bonus action to dash.
No, you were kind of following it, were you not?
I stopped about 15 feet from it.
Oh, okay, then yes, I would say that you can't quite reach it with just your movement.
Okay, so I'll move in and then bonus action to dash so that I'm right up behind it, and I will attack it with my short sword. I'm trying really, really hard, honestly, people. That's a 9 to hit.
Fortunately, that does not hit. If you thought he was hard to hit in the corner, he is even more difficult to hit when he has some room.
I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that I'm trying to find this like vital spot to hit it, and with its body continuously breaking and reforming, I'm at a loss. Don't know where to hit. That is my turn. I have done everything I can.
All right, Anatoly.
So as I just reach with the tip of my axe to hit him and try to pull him back with the axe, I bite into him, but I see his bones, continue to get out of the way of my attack. I managed to hit him, but it doesn't sound like I did a lot. Is he out of the room completely of the undercroft and stair area?
He is right at the entrance, so very close to getting out into the ground floor.
Man. Okay, so is there any? So I'm trying to see if I can do a reverse shove action where I grab him and push him behind me and push him 5 feet to the other side and replace the location of the entrance, using the shove action, using the attack action, shoving a creature, but replacing it 5 feet instead of pushing it that way, kind of pulling him and doing a reverse flip, try to bring him back inside.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say you would be able to do that. It would just be the same as like a contested strength.
Okay, so I need to hit him first. I'm assuming just like a regular attack.
No. You're so as long as you're within melee distance, you were able to just do like a contested strength, I believe.
Got it. All right. Well, normally you do an attack first, but what do you prefer?
Yeah, just do the contested.
All right, I'm gonna roll. I have advantage on this. That is a natural 20 actually, and let me roll again just in case I get another natural 20. No, that's a 10.
Okay, you got a 14. So.
Okay. So I grab him, I flip places, not on my watch, and just kind of push him back a little bit down the stairs as I stand in the door with the axe.
I would say with that natural 22, you're able to knock him prone as well. He is now on the stair floor part, no longer on the ceiling.
Perfect.
Okay, Eli.
I'm getting real tired of this. And I'm tired of expending these bullets that are not doing any damage, expending the gunpowder and realizing that my supply is getting low. You will hear the metallic clatter of righteous indignation dropping to the ground as I reach back to the straps on the side of my rucksack that's actually a wooden chest and grab my light crossbow. And I'm going to take a shot with a crossbow, hoping that the wooden shaft of this crossbow bolt will have an extra effect. But also not really believing that. That is a nat 20. It pays off. That is a crit.
Nice.
Oh, I like this die. This is my, I don't even know what kind it is. It's like space or something. All right, so that's, you do crits the same way I do, Megan?
Yes, yep.
So that's an automatic 10 plus 4. So that's 14 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
That's more like it. And I don't have anything else I can do.
All right. Fell.
So, Fel is, I imagine, for the first time since she's acquired these magical abilities, she's sort of found something of a rhythm to this. I imagine she's kind of just riding the wave at this point, just the anger and the fear and this incredible frustration that nobody's coming out of the damn room, and now this thing is approaching her. So she's finding it maybe a little easier for the first time to cast these spells. So she is going to again point her focus at Doru with a 16 to hit.
That is a hit. Yep.
Perfect. So this time the kind of the black liquid filled veins around her temple sort of pulse, and this bead of clear translucent energy coalesces at the tip of the arcane focus and launches at Doru for a total of 11 points of psychic damage as it smashes into his forehead area.
Awesome.
And she's going to use subtle spell on that. So that's technically a not subtle spell, quicken spell, excuse me. So she's going to burn 2 sorcery points to make this action a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just not even thinking, more instinctual than anything else, as she's sort of backing up slowly, she reaches into her bag and pulls out the final flask of Alchemist's Fire and tries to chuck it at Doru. However, pre-rolled that as well. I rolled like a 5, so I'm pretty sure that misses, unfortunately.
With Alchemist Fire, it's like, it just erupts, doesn't it? Like in a full...
So you make like a ranged attack, and then basically if you hit your target, it takes like 1d4 fire damage at the beginning of each of its turns. So I mean, it could fill like a 5-foot square, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like a gel. Alchemist Fire is kind of like an instant igniting gel.
Correct.
Okay.
That covers a very small area.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that's fine.
So
Perfect.
imagine the flask kind of hurtles through the air. Doru kind of spiders out of the way. It hits the ground, shatters. Maybe there's a little bit of like blue or green flame, and then it just maybe burns for a little bit before going out.
Green
And
flame.
that is it. Green flame blade.
He's also
Right.
prone, so it's a range attack anyways.
Oh, yeah. So it's even worse. Actually, then I should roll that other attack at disadvantage. Is he prone?
Yes.
Yeah, I dropped him to the floor, right?
Oh, shite. Okay, hang on a second. Might have to retract that 11 points of psychic damage.
My bad.
Nope, you're good. It's a 16 on the die plus stuff, so we're good.
Perfect. Jean.
Jean goes to strike the prone, scrabbly little undead creature. That'll give you advantage on the attack roll because it's prone. Huzzah! That's going to be a 15 to hit.
That does hit, yes.
All right, 8 points of piercing. And I will use my movement to kind of like sidestep to help Fel block the entranceway, if possible. Acting as kind of like a bulwark.
I'm curling the door too, right? I'm blocking the door.
Yeah, I was going
right
to say, so Fel is actually a little bit further back.
Oh, sorry.
more towards
Side to side with Anatoly to block the door. Yeah.
now. Do you do flanking rules at all, Megan?
We're gonna make it easy. I'm just gonna say no because I have the worst spatial,
Agreed.
the worst spatial idea, and I will forget that. So I know it's written, but yeah,
It's
that's just for
an optional rule, anyways. Yeah.
okay, perfect. Who is... So it is Corla and Eli who are at the bottom of the stairs, correct? Like Doru is kind of sandwiched in between Jean, Anatolian Fel, and Corla and Eli.
So
Yeah,
Fel is further. Sorry, Karen. Fel is further back towards like the main doors leading into the temple. She moved back past Father Donovich.
Okay.
To put a bit of distance between her and Doru. But sorry, Karen, go ahead.
Yeah, and Corla's right up behind Doru. So she's like right behind him on the stairs.
So is Jean too, I think.
Jean is beside you, in front of him.
John and me are blocking the doors, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what's going to happen is to get up from prone, he has to spend half his movement, correct?
Correct.
So he's going to get up, and he's going to try to spider climb around you guys, Anatoly and Jean, which will provoke opportunity attacks. And he is going to use his action to use all of his movement to try and get out of the temple.
All right.
With that, proc a lame little op attack from Fel. Is he going to get that far, or is he not going to
Yes. Actually, with his action, he will get to the outside of the temple.
I got a crit.
Nice.
Hey!
Nice.
That's going to be
All right.
16 points of piercing.
15 for me.
Dirty
To
20
hit.
for Fel.
15 say, oh good.
Yeah, 15 hits.
All right.
That is a 9 slashing.
Okay.
4 points of slashing with Fel's little kitchen knife from the death house. Just stab, stab.
you see that he is just gushing this black ooze. He looks ragged, but yet he still moves. And he is going to go out of the temple. At this point, Ireena, who had held her action for anyone to have passed her, she's going to stand in front. Stop this, please! Please, just stop! Father Donovich.
So I pre-rolled this one, and this time I rolled a 20.
There you go.
So, poetically enough, as he flees into the night, Father Donovich,
Leave him alone, please. Let him be. You swore that he would not be hurt.
Well, you failed to mention that your son was a fucking monster.
You out of combat?
He was sick.
If you guys would like to be out of combat at this time, you can. If not,
No, I mean, if we're gonna do this bullshit, let's do this bullshit.
Aaron and Jason both shaking their heads.
all right.
So technically, breaking the whole person would be at the end of Father Donovich's turn. Just FYI.
All right, Corla.
Yeah, Corla is enraged, and the thing has disappeared outside, and she sees the man who locked them downstairs. And she's going to try and hit him with the short sword. Is there somebody 5 feet?
Yes, you guys are all really in close quarters here at the top of the stairs.
Well, you know what? Not necessarily. I'm going to use the bonus action to do insightful fighting on him. I'm going to try and make sure this happens. So, Father Donovich, you get to roll deception.
I get to roll deception?
Yes, and I got a 14. So,
I doubt that I have any bonuses to that. And it stands as a 7, so no.
okay. So I will get sneak attack on this if I hit you. But we've been so good with the sneak attack, so nope. I rolled a 2, so that's a 7 to hit you.
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
Our dice are cursed tonight.
Yeah, so Corla comes raging at you. She has got blood in her eyes. She is gunning for you, and that sword comes out, and it is coming down at you, and you know you're just going to like die right there. And then maybe at the last minute, something moves, and it goes past you. And she turns. Why would you do that? Leave us there. Give us to that thing.
Please understand. I was at my wit's end. I did not know what to do. Please. He's free
He's
now.
out there now. He will go attack everyone.
No.
This is on you.
No, he's a good boy. He's just very sick.
He is not your boy no more. Who you knew is gone. He is something else.
No. You are something. You are something that should not be here. Go from my church.
And then he's saying that, and Atoli's coming up and grabs him by the throat and pushes him against the wall. Why? You are a sympathizer. And you see the rage slowly goes out because he needs to do damage. Otherwise, he's like he's breathing really hard, looking at you and asking you why.
He's my son. He's my son. I would do anything.
A beast, a spawn.
He kills. Yes, just as you. No different.
Nothing like me. And I hold him in place for now.
You would hear.
Probably grapple you first.
You would hear
19.
You would hear Eli stomping up the stairs. And at this point, I guess Donovich is human too, right? So Eli is reaching up at the full extent. Actually, he'll jam the barrel of righteous indignation up under Donovich's chin, where Anatoly is holding him, pressing it up against it. We swore not to hurt your son, but that is not your son. And you let him have at us. Give me one reason why I shouldn't splatter your brains all over the ceiling.
I cannot. Shantea will sort out your semantics. Just as Lathander will sort out mine.
You would hear Ireena pleading, Please, he is the only priest. He's the only one who can safely bury the dead. Safely bury my father.
Keeping the barrel pressed against Donovich's chin. He's no priest.
Right.
And he's not the only priest here anymore.
We're restarting your path, Father. Go back to the beginning of Dolor. And I look at Eli, waiting for him to take the shot.
As I say that he's not the only priest anymore, you hear, and it's actually, Anatoly, you would see as Eli releases the hammer and eases his finger off the trigger and lowers the gun. You're right, Donovich. Lathander and Shantea will sort things out. It is not for me to send you to them today. But your day is coming.
And know that every person, and Fel sort of shakily walks over the blackness fading from her eyes and veins. Know that every person your son kills as he rampages out there, hopefully he doesn't kill Ireena. Their blood is on your hands just as much as it is on his. And she's actually going to move outside to see what the fuck is going on with Ireena and Doru.
So Ireena is in there with you guys.
Oh, okay, I thought she was trying to stop him or Doru from leaving. But okay.
No. She kind of ran in after Doru left. Yeah.
Got it. Understood. So yeah, she'll just move over to where they're at, I guess.
Totally kind of looks confused and looks at Eli, nods, and just kind of throws Father Donovich to the floor if he can.
If you had been truthful with us, we would not have been in there blinded like that. Things could have gone much different. He would not be out there killing at will.
It is not I who released him from this place. It is you. You have set him free.
If you had told us the truth from beginning,
You would have killed him. All the same.
you do not know that.
I know you're kind.
Why are we arguing with this madman? Let's do what we're here to do and then go. This place is disgusting.
I'm going to walk over to Donovich, take a step back towards him where Anatoly dropped him, right?
Yeah. Threw him down, yeah.
You're sort of kind of on the ground a little bit, just kind of holding yourself up by your arms. And I step up towards you and I just sort of crouch. And I've got my one arm resting on my knee, and the pepper box is just sort of dangling there. One day, Donovish. It's not today, but one day you are going to have to answer for your sins. You can try to talk your way out. You can try to put blame on us if you want, but your Morning Lord knows the truth of it. And I look over at Ireena. We're not going to need him today. And I'm going to pistol whip him, try to knock him out.
All right. You can, yeah.
You want me to just make a unarmed strike against him?
Yeah, sure.
As soon as I said it, I'm like, why did I ask for a roll? This has been going so well.
I mean, to keep with flow, as long as Jeremy is okay with it, you could just make a strength check.
Doesn't matter. Rolled the 1 on the die. Again. Another one with the gun.
Ow!
So
you
instead
lightly caress him with the gun.
Instead of pistol whipping him, as I intended, if you'll allow, I just give him a sharp rap on the forehead. Just a thump.
Actually, can I interject something?
Mm.
So I think you go to pistol whip him, and he reaches up and grabs a hold of your wrist, and the gun goes off.
Okay.
And I think he's been shot straight through the chest.
Oh, snap.
Oh. You were wrong. You were wrong.
It seems like the silver flame has chosen your fate.
Without a hesitation, Corla is going to pull out one of those Maria's light, break it, and shove it down his mouth.
Oh.
So, Jeremy, in one of our sessions, they met a very friendly ghost, who she actually took pity on them, and she saw that they were trying to help her, and so she actually gave each of them a part of her soul that they can use, and it essentially works the same as a healing potion. So I don't know who wants to roll that. But I would say that it works, but Donovich, you are in shock at this point. And your body just... It's too much. You need to just roll me a con check.
Is it 10 total?
You pass out from the pain, from the wound and the healing and the just everything. You slump down. Corla, you see that he has passed out, but the soul has seemed to work on him as he is no longer bleeding. Jean, what are you doing? What is going through your mind through all of this?
Jean has actually taken steps to the entryway of this church. She's left all the commotion to be at her back. Her war pick rests with a hearty thump in the floor of the chapel as she looks and scans outside into the dark and dismal village of Barovia here to try and find any sign of where Doru went, knowing full well that a vampire spawnling on the run is nothing good indeed.
Make me either a perception or investigation check, please.
Oh, one of those is really good. I'll do the one that is really good. It's going to be a 19 total.
You do not see Doru. During all of this commotion, he has run off into the woods, away that is outside of the road. But in the distance, you can hear the screams of sheep.
And I think Jean would actually take off at that. He's over there. Jean would kind of yell out, but not really paying any heed to whether or not the party's going to follow. Jean will head out to try and finish off the beast.
Okay.
So Corla turns to Eli and kind of puts her hand on his hand, lowering the weapon. Lathander may have chosen his fate, but I do not agree. He must live with this choice and see the havoc that he has let loose on the city. That is his punishment. And then she'll turn and probably look to see where Jean is. And not seeing her would probably head out of the church herself.
As Corla turns away from Eli, I'm still looking at the now unconscious Donovich. This bullet wound in his chest, already sort of healing a little bit. I didn't mean to pull the trigger. And I don't get up to move right away. I'm just sitting there. Eli seems sort of affected, confused, maybe a little. Conflicted, that's the word I'm looking for.
Anatoly is just there kind of watching Eli and looking at everybody that just left. Is Fel still here then? And Irena's still here, right? Ireena?
Both Ireena and Ismark.
Ismark. What is Ismark doing?
He's trying to comfort Ireena, who is just looking from the party who is leaving to her father, to Donovich.
Eli. Choice was made. Let's get out of here.
I sigh, put my hands on my knees and push myself back up and follow Anatoly out of the building, out of this, what once was a church, perhaps still is, and somewhere in the back of my mind rises the sound of a crackling fire and screaming children.
Ireena follows after you. Wait! What about my father?
Did we leave the body outside or is it inside?
The body is inside.
I'll grab it then. Is it wrapped up or is it still inside the coffin?
It is still inside the coffin.
Okay.
We can bury him out back.
If I can carry it myself, I'll do it. If not, then I'll tell Ismark to grab the other side.
Ismark would. Ireena would go up to Eli. You said that Donovich was not the only priest here now. Who would that be?
Once upon a time, I was a shepherd of my own flock. I was, I guess perhaps in some ways still am, a chosen one of Shantea. I know the rites. I know the words, and I know the meaning behind those words. If we need to put your father in the ground and put his soul to rest today, I can do this for you.
Ismark says that the gods have all left us, that they have forsaken this place, that they have put a curse upon us. A curse for something atrocious that our ancestors did many years ago. But I still have faith. Thank you.
Maybe it's that faith that's... Maybe that faith is just some small, still, glowing ember of this light of Lathander. Maybe it's enough. Maybe it took somebody else carrying an ember of another faith from another place. And together, just maybe, we're supposed to start a fire. Hold on to whatever little bit of faith it is that you have.
She smiles at that. Just a gentle smile. You're all different from the rest. Don't lose hope. And I won't either. And with that, she would turn, as I suppose Anatoly and Ismark have carried the coffin out of the church.
Was there a spade inside the church by any chance?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there would be.
I put it on top of the coffin as I carried and have my axe still. Am I right?
You carry it to the back of the church, where the cemetery is, where those who have enough coin. You see that there is a circle of salt around each of the gravestones. We're going to jump quickly to Jean. You're running through the forest. You think that you can hear the distant sounds of wolves howling. But you hear no footsteps behind you or around you. You see no shadows. And as you happen upon this penned-in lot, you see the bodies of 9 sheep, bloody, strewn all over the land. But you do not see a sign of Doru.
Jean looks to the ground, perhaps in the bloodied mud, anything for a sign, to really scour this place to see if it went in any direction, a broken piece of fence, scratch marks from its claws, or who knows what, to really give this place a deep search.
Roll me investigation.
All right. That's going to be 15 for 15.
The paths are muddied. They seem chaotic. You see a path of footprints that you can only assume is Doru's leading in one direction, but then it seems to double back, to walk in circles. You suddenly realize that this is not a person of sound mind. You see that the path does veer off deeper into the woods, away from the path away from either the path leading back to the church and leading back to the village. I also think by this point, Korla has caught up to you.
And you'd see my gauntlet probably bloodied from inspecting the mud in this corral covered in sheep's blood, or so you hope. And you see that Jean is following now the track that leads deeper into the woods where this thing hopefully has gone.
Korla, you hear the sound of howling in the direction that Jean is going.
Jean, I fear you were going the wrong way. That is, the wolves are there.
That beast, that man's son, it is a monster. I have seen beings like it. That is just an infant one starved, but if it gets more blood, if it feeds longer, its power will grow. It'll become an immense, terrifying thing of the night. Everyone will be damned here.
I
must kill it before it grows.
I do not argue that point, but maybe the wolves will take care
It will
of it.
tear the wolves asunder and drink from their bleeding throats.
Korla looks at you and
That
sees
father
how-
was right to lock it in his basement.
and we must do what we can. I will come with you.
Jean gives a swift nod and readies herself and heads deeper into the forest, following the tracks that she's noticed.
And Korla will go with her. This time she's put her short sword away and has got her short bow out and readied.
I need you both to make me survival checks, please. To see if you can navigate through the forest that just become ever so dense.
That's a 7.
Korla is relying completely on Jean. That is a 6.
You take a left and a right. You think, Jean, that you are following the tracks. You are sure of it. But no sooner do you think that than you walk into a clearing. The same clearing with the same sheep slaughtered. You have only circled back.
And you can hear her, no. So we've gone in circles. It's somewhere out there.
This place makes no sense. You go one way, you come back the other. I do not know if we will find it now.
Our next choice is to flee this place. Run from this curse. Let the wolf prey on the sheep and flee. Let us go to Valaki. With you and the others, we can make the travel. Alone I could not. But perhaps together we could. Put all of this behind us. Put this mist and shadow behind us further yet.
I agree. There's nothing here for us now. It will be what it is.
We can't stay here long. Every night we spend in this village will be a night where our throats may be ripped open by a stalker in the night.
Let us return to church and get the remaining.
And Jean nods, and perhaps Corla, you begin to head down first. Jean kind of stays and strays a bit near the corpses of the sheep, and she sees them all just distended and ripped and torn, the blood just intestines lying in shambles, and her eyes linger on this grisly sight before she heads back and following you again, Corla.
Anatoly, with the help of Ismark and anyone else who have chosen to, you have dug a suitable hole for the coffin. Fel, are you outside around where they are?
Yeah, I think so. I think she would have lingered for a moment or two. I'm just looking at Father Donovich's unconscious form. And then she would pull out the kitchen knife that she took from the death house, and she actually lays it down next to him, straightens up, and then just would quietly mutter under her breath, fuck the river. And then she's going to walk out, and she'd join them by the pit.
Ireena. Ismark returns to his spot next to Ireena. He looks to you, Eli, waiting on your words.
I've been patiently waiting as Anatoly dug the hole and Ismark and Anatoly lower the coffin into the body. And I've pulled this tattered prayer book out of my inside pocket. Its leather is blackened, its pages are burnt around the edges. And I begin turning through some passages. And at one point, I would turn to Ireena and ask her, what was the name of your father?
She pauses for a moment. Kolyan Idirovich.
And using a kind of stubby but sharpened pencil, I write that name in the margin of a page that is filled with dozens of names in the margin. And right below that, I write Everchild, which I had not previously written in the book. And then I turn a couple more pages, and I don't turn to a passage in this prayer book of Shantea, but to a piece of paper that has been folded many times. And I pull it just open and lay it flat across this open book. A few years ago, I ran into a woman who was a poet. Her name was Dickinson. She shared this with me, and I've kept it ever since, and it seems appropriate today for Julian, your father, and for our friend, the Everchild. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I'd put away my labor and my leisure too for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain, we passed the setting sun. Or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill. For only gossamer, my gown, my tippet, only tool. We passed before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day. I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. And then I carefully fold up the piece of paper, tuck it back in the book, close the book, and looking down into that grave, making no sound, Eli's shoulders shake a little bit. And anybody looking close at his face, though being shorter than the others, maybe they can't see it. He makes no effort to hide it, but tears are running from his eyes, leaving streaks in the dirt and grime on his face.
Seeing Eli cry and remembering the last time that he'd had a moment like this back in the death house, even though she is extremely conflicted about everything that's just happened, Phil would just kind of wordlessly walk over to him and just kind of gently wrap her arm around his shoulders, kind of this long, kind of scrawny arm. No pressure, not a squeeze or anything, just sort of a presence, a touch, and just look down into the hole, her face sort of pale and a little hopeless and a little drained, but she's just there.
Totally shakes his head as he hears everything and just kind of stands there for a second, remembering the man that at some point he befriended, but he didn't talk to him much. And he grabs the spade and begins the slow process of putting the dirt back on top.
Corla and Jean, as you come up on this scene, you see Anatoly, Eli, Fel, Ireena and Ismark all gathered around the grave. And you see another figure standing far away back, holding a single black rose. A figure that is tall, clad in black. His back is turned to you as you walk up. Do you continue walking up? Or what do you do?
I think Corla would stop and she would grab Jean's hand, like arm, and kind of motion with her head towards this man.
To clarify, this man is also looking upon the funeral scene,
Yes.
but we cannot see his face.
No.
Hello? Jean would call out to the person.
The man does not turn for a moment. But as he does so, you recognize him, both of you. Corla, you recognize him as the man in the black carriage who was waiting outside the death house. Introduced himself as Strahd. Jean, you recognize him from playing chess He looks at you both. Lovely evening.
Jean seems to have like a frog in her throat. And she's unable to really move or act or talk while witnessing this man. Her eyes do not stray from his.
We have had better evenings.
Death puts a certain dark pallor on the land, does it not?
One could say that, yes. Did you know him?
Yes, I did.
Well, or just in passing?
He was one of my subjects. I knew him as well as any.
Your subjects. Do you come to all your subjects' burials?
Asking a lot of questions for a man who is in mourning. I am just here to give my regards to an old friend.
I'm sure he would be very pleased to see you here. Why do you not go closer?
I am being respectful of the family. And he looks over and his gaze lasts a little bit too long on Ireena before he looks back. And I didn't want to make a fuss. My presence has that effect on others.
Yes, I would say so. Maybe good thing you are not approaching and going too close.
I believe so as well.
Well, good day. And I think Carla at this would turn and purposely leave him, turn her back on him and walk towards Eli and the rest of the group.
Jean remains paralyzed, locking eyes with the demon Strahd.
He begins to walk towards you, Jean. He hands you the black rose.
And she takes it.
Put this on his grave if you would. And here. And he holds out his hand, he closes out his closed fists towards you. He has something in it.
And she kind of looks, barely able to peel her eyes from Strahd's own, holding out the hand to receive whatever things he's about to give.
He drops the thing on her hand and he cups it. He cups her hand in his own and he closes it around the object until our next game. And he turns and he begins walking down the path.
And the moment has far passed, but she will finally break through that frog in her throat to say, until our next game. But it's a weird croaking sound of where you're trying to... Nothing really legible comes out. But she looks in the palm of her hand. What was she given?
You see in your hand the most beautiful ivory pawn chest piece.
And she kind of feels the smoothness of the material with her thumb and her forefinger before putting it in her belongings. And she looks over now at the funeral that is happening. She does not intrude upon it. She stands out by past the hedges that border the cemetery here.
After the funeral is finished and the coffin is buried, the dirt packed down on top of it, Ireena and Ismark turn to leave. Ireena turns to the rest of you. You are more than welcome to stay at our house for the night. And then, if you are still willing, I will go with you to Vallaki. If that is still your plan.
Aye, that sounds like a fine idea. Thank you.
Thank you all. You will not find courtesy among most Barovians. But consider it... You have it here, with Ismark and I. You have our deepest gratitude and our deepest thanks. And she would turn to leave.
We appreciate that, Fel would say as she turns and walks away from the group.
Group, I'll be staying in my home tonight. I have to gather my things. Or do you want to meet in the morning?
Come to the Burgomaster's house.
Understood. And I turn to leave and head to the house.
Do you all leave to go to the Burgomaster's house?
I want to go, before I leave, I want to go back inside Donovich's place and just take a quick look around amongst these broken pews, the remnants of a pulpit, something. I just start rummaging around, and I want to see if I can find a prayer book of Lathander.
Oh, yes, I would say that you would easily find many copies.
Do you go right now after this or way later?
I go right away before leaving.
Got it.
And all right, once I find it, I just look for a copy that looks to be in decent shape, and then I will head back out with the others.
Donovich, you hear the door close, and that sound wakes you. Your head aches, your chest aches. But for once, you find yourself thinking a bit clearer, perhaps. Maybe, in your mind. What do you do?
So I think as the rest of this group kind of heads away to a different part of the village, that the quiet of this kind of unsettling night is peeled back by a single toll of the church's bell. But it's a strange toll. It's not a doom in this kind of resonant sound. It's this and it stops. And as we pan back into the cathedral, we just see the swinging feet of Father Donovich as he hangs from the bell's rope.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. with the final bell. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to my amazing players. That was absolutely incredible. Incredible stuff. And a huge thank you to Jeremy for playing Father Donovich. That just made it so amazing, so much better. I was able to just sit back and just enjoy it, which is very selfish of me, but I like that. So,
Nice.
But yeah, another excellent session. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks, the 3rd. So thank you, everyone, and have a great night.